April 23rd, 2020. Howie and I did a Zoom meeting with NEXUS. And then these are a bunch of quotes. This was so hugely helpful in educating me on the cats. I had no clue this was even an issue in America. They were so well-spoken and articulate in sharing their journey with us. It was so good, really interesting, and totally changed my perspective. That was a splendid way to spend my morning in Sydney. I would love to visit their sanctuary one day. I thought it was super informative and they seemed very earnest. I think the message really came through. Their love of cats was so evident and it really opened my mind. Dear Carole and Howard, this is just a small sample of the feedback in my inbox and text messages right now. Your compassion and quest to make a difference in this world shine through so clearly when you spoke tonight. You inspire me in your advocacy for the animals who can't advocate for themselves. I am sorry for the burden you both are carrying right now, but I sincerely hope and pray that it accelerates the solutions you have spent your life trying to achieve. Thank you for your important work in hurrying history for the tigers. With gratitude, Liza Heavener. There were 140 people on the call. So back on April 14th, Liza had emailed us this. Dear Carole and Howard, sending you both a big virtual hug and hoping you and those you love are healthy and well. It has been a few years since we spent time together at the Animal Grantmakers Conference in Gainesville and since visiting with my family at Big Cat Rescue. Since we were together, I have become the COO of NEXUS, which is a global community of 6,000 next-gen philanthropists, including 150 billionaire families, inheritors, and social entrepreneurs. We focused our time around issues like impact investing, animal welfare, climate change, justice reform, etc. Typically, we host large-scale events each year at the United Nations, 10 Downing Street, the White House, etc. Given the state of the world with COVID-19, we have shifted our focus for the near future around global virtual events. In addition to COO, I am also the NEXUS chair of the Animal Welfare Working Group. Many members have reached out to me as they watch Tiger King, and the disservice the documentary did to tigers is appalling. Viewers did not walk away with the knowledge they should about the legislation you've been working tirelessly on, nor about the very obvious differences to Big Cat Rescue versus roadside backyard zoos, aka horror shows. I've got your back, and I am so proud of the work you are doing and the lives you are saving. Thank you. I would love to invite Carole to be a speaker in a NEXUS virtual event next week. I'd love to shine a light on the work you are doing, the legislation you are spearheading, where the documentary got it completely wrong, and how the world has failed to respect animals and the important role of Big Cat Rescue. My thought is that we would take questions in advance, and you could review and select which questions you prefer, and then I would be happy to interview you, or we could ask someone from IFAW to speak alongside you. Let me know what you think and if you're interested. You were so kind to me to spend your day giving me a tour of your facility all those years ago. I'd love to repay the favor of getting you some much-deserved additional spotlight in front of potential supporters. Happy to discuss further. With gratitude, Liza Heavener. Later in the day, Liza wrote again saying, You are so welcome, but truly the thanks goes to you both. To answer your question, NEXUS is an application-based community and heavily curated network. NEXUS members are typically under the age of 45, next-gen, and from backgrounds of UHNW, a philanthropist, inheritor, or a social entrepreneurship, trying to solve the biggest problems of our generation. We had 140 individuals join us last night from all corners of the world. Australia had at least 5, Europe had 10, Asia had more than 6, mainly American as we expected. At least 12 people of billionaire families, and many others from extremely wealthy families, but not at the billionaire level. Today, we had a virtual event with Jean Case, wife of Steve Case, or Jean Case, wife of Steve Case, who started AOL, and people were still talking about your event during the call with Jean today. You made a big, big impact, and the feedback continues to roll in today. Every single comment has been exceedingly positive. You changed hearts and minds last night. They are waking up to the plight of big cats and what you have been through lately protecting yourself and the cats. These were the things people enjoyed hearing the most. Your corrections on what the documentary got wrong, i.e. the differences like zoo versus sanctuary, and how you were accredited versus whatever Joe was, the breakdown of money, etc., the update on your life lately and how you are doing personally, personal stories about the big cats, the one in the witness protection program and why she tugs at your heartstrings. These were the things that people wanted to hear more of. What it's like to raise your head above the parapet. Where did you get the courage to step into the arena and follow your passion at any cost? Where does your resilience come from? Howard's comment about normally nonprofit work isn't so controversial. They wanted you to expand on this point and share lessons they can learn in their own leadership. As a result of last night's success, one of the people on the call, a close personal friend, shared an offer to help us deepen the dialogue to a new curated audience that I believe will bring great benefit to Big Cat Rescue while better informing people about your good work and who you are as individuals. You are international sensations right now and have the ear of the most sought-after generation, millennials. They are ripe to hear more from you and think we can find ways to get your message out in a way you are comfortable with and ensure we give a huge spotlight to captive cats and reaching your overall mission. Let me know if you'd like to brainstorm more together and we can set up a call. All my best, Liza. In a later phone call, she said they have done 20 such events per week for the past 5 weeks and never had as many guests as they had for our presentation. She's looking for a way to take it to a broader audience because she feels I exemplify true grit and that appeals to millennials. Deb Quimby just sent the sweetest email. Good morning, Carole. 4 years ago today, Hoover celebrated his 12th birthday. 4 years ago today, Hoover came to his forever home at Big Cat Rescue. 4 years ago today, a very sad and broken woman was scrolling through Facebook and saw Hoover's transport cage coming off a cargo plane in Miami, live. 4 years ago today, Hoover's rescue caused two worlds to collide. In the 4 years since I found Big Cat Rescue, my life has not been the same one single day. Hoover set my life on an entirely different course than what I could ever have imagined. How does a rescued circus tiger do that? I'm not sure, but he did, and I'm so thankful. April 23rd, 2016 will be a day I will never forget. In the past 4 years, I have found more meaning in my life than I have in the many years, a cause bigger than myself to be part of and advocate for. Hoover brought me to friendships I never would have had otherwise, but I can't imagine my life now without both Tampa and around the world. Thank you for rescuing Windsong 27 plus years ago. Through many events in both our lives, and because you rescued Hoover, I was scrolling through Facebook 4 years ago today. I now have many memories I wouldn't trade for anything. I have known more joy in the last 4 years than I could ever have imagined possible. Thank you for allowing me to be a small part of Big Cat Rescue. I am so blessed, thankful, and grateful every single day, every period, single period day for the opportunity. Who would have ever thought a nurse from Indiana would find a big cat sanctuary in Tampa, and that the sanctuary and the people there would capture my heart and soul and become such a big part of my life? I honestly can't imagine my life without you and everyone at Big Cat Rescue and the cats in it. God bless you, Carole. I am thankful every day for your many reasons, but especially for being a friend. There are certain people who make the world a better place just by being in it, and you, my friend, are one of those people. I consider myself highly blessed and favored for having you in my life and being able to call you my friend. Have a beautifully splendid day. You are loved. Hugs, Deb. And then her emails always end with, be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be afraid, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you or forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:8. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.